What's going on YouTube? 0088 here, and if you haven't heard the news, it's pretty mad. D&D, Dumb and Dumber, Dan and Dave, whatever you want to call them, the showrunners of Game of Thrones, have been fired or left of their own accord from Disney Star Wars. Basically what happened was they rushed season 7 and rushed season 8 of Game of Thrones in order to do Disney Star Wars trilogy, the next trilogy, I don't know. Basically, they ruined one of the best TV shows of all time, if not the best TV show of all time, so they can go off and do Star Wars, and now they're not even doing Star Wars, so that was all pointless. That's kind of annoying. I'm still waiting for my animated version of Game of Thrones where it goes word for word, page to page of the Song of Ice and Fire series, you know. Do it. Netflix, someone get the rights. HBO, do it. I don't care who does it, make it sick. But anyway, so D&D apparently got a deal with Netflix. So it just makes you wonder what the hell's going on there. But anyway, I don't know what's going on with that. But D&D, useless. They really know how to fuck up. But at least something good came out of this. I think because of how badly D&D fucked up the White Walkers in season 8, it means the Long Night prequel isn't as exciting, isn't really as profitable as HBO probably thought it was. Because now the White Walkers, we know that that's how they end. All they wanted was just killing. They were just a tool. They weren't really anything special. If we know that's how they end, then what's the point of showing how they began? There's also some other issues with the Long Night. I'm just glad that they cancelled it. But even more better news is that they're going ahead, they're fast tracking the Fire and Blood prequel, which apparently is going to be called The House of the Dragon. It does sound like some kung fu shit. But no, it's called The House of the Dragon, and apparently it's going to be from when Aegon landed in Westeros with his sister wives, all the way up until maybe the Dance of the Dragons, the Targaryen Civil War, maybe longer than that. I don't know where they'll end it. I've got Fire and Blood, but I still haven't had time to read it yet. So much stuff going on. I'm still reading the main books. Or it might even start from the Doom of Valyria. Targaryens, their race is actually a race called Valyrians. Targaryen is the last name. Some people confuse that. They think Targaryen is the race, whereas Targaryen is the last name of the house. And they come from Valyria, and the Doom of Valyria is what led Aegon and his sister wives to come to Westeros and take over everything except for Dawn. Now, I am super excited about this prequel show. I hope they do this right. I just have to get a video out and just talk about this. Something positive for on this channel recently. Don't worry, I'll go back to my name soon. But let's read this article about the House of the Dragon, Fire Will Reign. This is from comicbookmovie.com. After killing one Game of Thrones prequel series, HBO has given life to another as the premium network has just announced that they've officially given a full series order of 10 episodes to House of the Dragon, which hails from writers George R. Martin and Ryan Condal, and will be based on Martin's Fire and Blood book. And now the official prequel series will be set 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones, and will tell the epic story of the monumental rise and the tragic fall of the legendary House Targaryen. So that sounds interesting. Based on the Fire and Blood book, so that's 300 years of Targaryen history. Now, how are they going to film 300 years cohesively, season by season? How's that going to work? Well, some people have speculated that season 1 might be like the Aegon's conquest, season 2 might be like Maegor the Cruel and the 7, zealots or whatever, and it'll go on and on until it gets to Targaryen Civil War with the Dance of the Dragons, which is probably one of the most epic storylines ever. It only happens within. It's a short story, but it's epic as hell. But anyway, apart from all the crazy special effects, the dragons, there's going to be so many dragons. Balerion the Black Dread, they better make him huge. They better make Smaug, who looks huge in the IMAX cinema when I went to watch The Hobbit, he better make Smaug look like a flipping Shih Tzu dog compared to Balerion. Balerion is supposed to be a beast. So they better not skimp out on Balerion. I know they had the Balerion skull in the pits, or whatever you want to call it, in Game of Thrones, where Cersei was like using it as an example. I think that was Balerion's skull. And it didn't, Balerion needs to be bigger than that. I don't care about the cannon and all that. Balerion needs to be a little bit bigger than that skull. Let's just say the skull shrank or something. I don't know what happened. But yeah, or maybe he's got loads of meat over that skull. But Balerion needs to be huge. But anyway, enough about Balerion. Let me read you some more about why I'm so damn excited about this. In addition to writing the series, Condell will serve as co-showrunner along acclaimed Thrones director and 2 times primetime Emmy Award winner Miguel Spochnik, I can't say that name, who helmed 6 episodes: The Gift, Hard Home, Battle of the Bastards, The Winds of Winter, The Long Night, The Bells. Okay, how does that sentence alone, how does that not get you super excited for this damn show? Like, let me tell you why. First of all, in addition to writing the series, Condell will serve as co-showrunner. You know who Condell is? I said it before. Condell helped George R. R. Martin write Fire and Blood, so he knows this story in and out. If you're not going to have George R. R. Martin write this, the next best person is this Condell guy, because he knows it in and out. Because I'm glad George isn't writing this, because he needs to finish Winds of Winter and Dream of Spring. So Condell, like, that's brilliant, and he's a showrunner as well, so he's gonna like have creative control as well. But then who's showrunning alongside him? Only the director of the best, most cinematic episodes of the Game of Thrones TV show. You know, The Gift. Okay, I can't remember The Gift, but I have to see it. Hard Home, the battle with Jon Snow when he first meets the White Walkers, like face to face. How epic was that episode? Where all the flipping zombies were epic, you know it's epic. Battle of the Bastards, probably one of the best battles ever shown on TV. And The Bells. Say what you will about The Bells, about Daenerys' downfall. Me personally, I saw that coming. I was saying the moment Daenerys burnt the Tarleys, I just knew she was going down a bad path anyway. So it didn't really shock me that hard. I was shocked at how methodically she was killing civilians. That was a bit weird, but her killing civilians in Westeros, when put in the position she had been put in, didn't really bother me. But anyway, that's for another video. But yeah, The Bells, regardless of what you think about Daenerys' downfall and The Bells and the horrible shit she did, how epically shot was it? You can't find anyone on the internet, I don't think, that disagrees that The Bells doesn't look beautiful the way it was shot. Every shot, like Arya walking through burnt up King's Landing, seeing all the dead bodies and people screaming, like the dragon fire coming in, the battle between the Mountain and the Hound, cinematic levels, man. So I am excited, and look, you don't even need the rest. Hard Home, Battle of the Bastards, The Bells. That's the resume you need. How can this director and this writer together, you can't go wrong. Yeah, so Spochnik will also helm the pilot, so he's filming the pilot. So I think the pilot may be either the Doom of Valyria or Aegon just fucking up Westeros. I'm actually really looking forward to this, man. Which is expected to go into production much sooner than we thought. And has been tapped to direct an additional episodes down the line. That's probably the battle episodes. As for the rest of the Game of Thrones prequel, it appears that there are only 2 that are in any sort of development, but no word yet what those could be centered around. Right. This feels so good. The only thing that could ruin this now is some of you might start getting a bit mad if they start adding something dumb like black Targaryens or something like that. Like, come on, man, look. I don't want to see no black Targaryens with white hair, alright? This is not gonna fly. This ain't no Cisco shit. This ain't no Thong Song shit. It's not gonna work, alright? I don't want to see. That's kind of funny because Cisco had the white hair and he was like, "You don't want to unleash the dragon." Anyway, I don't want to see no black Targaryens with white hair, alright? Or blonde hair or whatever else. I want to see the legitimate Aryan-looking Targaryens. Literally, you know when people say they don't want no race changes and stuff like that? When they say that, they usually say, oh, as long as, if it doesn't affect the characters, it doesn't matter if the race has changed. It doesn't matter. Well, it really matters now. Like, the Targaryens are known for inbreeding. They're known for wanting to keep their blood pure so they can fly these damn dragons around, you know? So you can't race change the Targaryens, because you're going to see 90% Targaryens in this show, you know? There can be black, I'm not saying that there should be black characters in this prequel series, of course. In fact, I suggested, when I said I don't want to see no black Targaryens, someone was like, oh, but George R. R. Martin originally wanted the Targaryens to be black. He wishes he could go back and change it so the Targaryens were black or some kind of ethnic race for diversity and representation. But no. He's saying that now because it's 2019 and everyone's making him, like, he's put in a position where it feels like he has to say that. I've never actually seen him say that, but if he said that, yeah. But yeah, what I suggested was, this is based on a history book. Fire and Blood is not much of a storybook. It's more of a history book showing events that happened in the Targaryen history. So you can add, like, there's more freedom here. There's not like a strict narrative you've got to stick to. There's not like specific, well, there is specific characters, but there's not like a strict narrative that you've got to stick to. You can add things here and there. Like, why not have like a black army, or it could even be a multicultural army, because the Summer Isles is multicultural. Like, have a multicultural army from the Summer Isles come into Westeros and fight the Targaryens, or try and conquer Westeros or something, and maybe that's how the Dornish get integrated a bit more. I know the Rhaenyra, the Dornish, they came in a lot earlier than that. And there you go, the Dorns. In fact, there's diversity in this because the Dornish were the only people that were able to repel Aegon, I believe. So like only the Dornish could stop him. So, and the Dornish are filled with, like, you know, mostly Latino people that we've seen in the show. But in the books, I think they were a bit more diverse. Like, I think they had white people in the Dornish in the books as well. But anyway, have mostly Latino people. We can have some black people. We've got Ario Hota in the show, who's this big black man in the part of the Dornish. We can actually revitalise the Dornish storyline in this, like make it look a bit more interesting. Have like some black characters in the Dornish. Like, there you go. There's your diversity and representation right there. Don't make no black Targaryens. Don't make this dumb now. Don't destroy suspension of disbelief for representation. Now, some of you are thinking, man, this guy's some coon, this guy hates his own race, why don't you just want to see black people everywhere? Look, man, I'm all for representation. Representation, I think, is very important. When I went to go see Black Panther in the cinema, I don't think you understood the joy that was in me. I think Black Panther is probably my second favourite MCU film. It's like the joy, as an African man, as a Nigerian guy, yeah, the joy of seeing, like, even though Wakanda's a fictional place, the joy of seeing these Africans, these black people, like, looking strong and powerful, and, you know, having their own world that's like technologically advanced and all this kind of stuff. It was just fun to watch, but at the same time keeping the black African culture in there. It was amazing. That is representation. And if black Americans want representation as well, they should want genuine representation just like that. And I don't mean like African stuff, because I don't know that culture, and they probably want more about their culture. Well, you know what that is? That's Luke Cage. You know, that's Blade. That's actual, well, those are comic book characters, but any other storylines, like the characters coming from the Summer Isles, would be more good representation, right? That's how you do representation, not changing Targaryens, making them have white hair. It's fake, it's bullshit. And I'll go into the Long Night thing as well, because I don't want to go too much in this race talk in this video. I'm going to do that. So there's another video where one of the reasons, I don't know if that's the reason why Long Night was cancelled, but they're all going to do something mad in Long Night based on race, and that's going to be for another video, probably the one after this. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Fire and Blood. I'm super excited for it, or should I say, the House of the Dragon. Yeah, this is going to be sick. This is probably going to be Game of Thrones return to form. D&D are far away from this shit. You can't get better than this, man. I just hope. Give the Targaryens purple eyes, man. You can do it. You can afford it, HBO. Give the Targaryens purple eyes, or different color shades of purple. Man, I can't wait to see Aemon Dragonlight, and, you know, all these people, man. I can't wait to see Daemon and oh man, look. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's my video on the House of the Dragon, Fire Will Reign TV show based on Fire and Blood. Can't wait for it. Yeah. If you like the video, give me a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for notifications, and please check out the video at the end of this video about my Avengers Infinity War fan fiction, my animated fan fiction. Please check that out, rate it, comment on it. I would like you to watch that, because I'm making sort of a sequel to that, and I'd love you guys to want to check that out too when it comes out. But yeah, I'll see you again. Peace.
Only Thor, Tony, Panther, Peter Quill, Hulk and Doctor Strange are left alive. Thanos lifts his gauntlet in the air and says, "It's time to quote death." The hero's looking horror at Scarlet Witch, thinking she's gonna die, and then Scarlet Witch, out of nowhere, says, "No more